All right, so this is my career path presentation. Um, so, where or what was I thinking before I started this class is where I'm going to start. So growing up, I was super into the arts. I loved photography. My grandfather is a professional photographer, so I grew up taking lots of pictures, had my own camera. I loved doing that. And as I got into high school as well, I started getting into singing. And I love to sing. Even till today, I'm making my own music now. So for a while, I was even considering maybe moving to LA, pursuing a professional singing career. That would have been really cool. Growing up as well, I loved to animate. Here I have one of my animations that I did growing up, super silly, something I made in middle school. But I remember I wanted so badly to get into BYU's animation program, one day be an animator. And in middle school as well, in high school, I played the trumpet. And I seriously considered becoming a musician as well, being a trumpet player, also making my own music. So growing up, I was super into the arts. I really wanted to do something in that field. But it wasn't until I started learning about what my grandmother did. And this is a picture of my grandmother, Veronica Shakespeare, right here on the left. And she was a delivery nurse. So she took care of delivering all the babies, and she moved on to become a manager in the nursing department at Kaiser Hospital in Los Angeles. And I got really interested in what she did and how she worked in the healthcare field. And my mother as well, she has worked in the hospital as a phlebotomist as well as an admitter in the ER. So I've been around the hospital my entire life as well, and it's been an area that I've been very comfortable in, that I've gotten used to, quite frankly. So as I was coming home from my mission, thinking about what I wanted to do when I got home, I was of course thinking about, all these arts and everything. But I also started seriously considering going into healthcare and becoming a nurse like my grandmother. So at BYU, I got in under the pre-nursing major. And here's a picture of me and my friend after we got our CNA licenses. So how has this course helped me to pick a major? So like I said beforehand, I was thinking about going into nursing when I started this class. And this course helped me to really pick a career and pick a major in what I want to study here at BYU through the mentor interviews that we had to do. First and foremost, those were extremely helpful while I was going into that. And then the reflection assignments helped me as well. And then the strong interest inventory and the other assessments as well helped me a lot to kind of figure out what route I wanted to take going into my career and as I was continuing my studies at BYU. So with the mentor interviews, it was really helpful because I got to have genuine interactions with people and genuine questions were asked by me and they gave me genuine answers. They didn't sugarcoat it. They didn't say, this career is too easy, this career is too hard, this is how much money you're gonna make. And it was just really great to get that insight. And I found it a lot more helpful and reliable than going online on Google, searching all of these things. I had the real person right in front of me. And it was great for networking as well. And it was really awesome to see the passion that these people had. So I interviewed teachers, physician's assistants, and photographers. And then as well as on the side, I interviewed a lot of other nurses that I know that are in my family. And it really showed me what I should be expecting. And that gave me the most insight to what I want to do and helped me lean more towards becoming a physician's assistant, a PA. And the reflections as well were really great in the class about issues with gender in the workplace and reflecting on my lifestyle and money and how I went through certain things as a kid. And it really helped me to get into deep thinking and focusing a lot more on what I care about most and what I want as the common ground, no matter what I end up doing as a career. So that was really fantastic to do those reflections and really help me, internalize and think so I could figure out what I truly wanted, out of my life and how my career would be playing into that. And then the strong inventory and the other assessments were great as well because it helped me to kind of prove what I should be going into. When I took those assessments, it did lean more towards like social interactions as well as the healthcare field. So it gave me a little more confirmation that this is the right direction that I should be going and that I want to be going. So like I said before, I want to eventually be a physician's assistant at this point, focused in the psychiatric field. So to fulfill this, I want to pursue a major in exercise science. And then I also want to do a secondary major in Portuguese. Like I said beforehand, passion is something that I learned from these mentor interviews, and they recommended that I continue, pursuing what I'm passionate about as well. So I love Portuguese. I served my mission in Brazil, and it's something that I want to keep in my life. So I want to pursue a secondary major in Portuguese and minor in psychology, as I want to be a PA in the psychiatric field. And I also want to shoot for a certificate in Spanish if that's possible at the end of my time at BYU. So it's a lot, but it's something that I really care about and I really want to do. So what's the plan? So for these majors, these are the recommended courses for it. For exercise science, it's a lot of physiology, chemistry, and biology, a lot of which I've already completed within the last couple of semesters I've taken here at BYU. Portuguese, I've gotten a lot of the classes out of the way because I took the language exam. That got me out of a lot of the required courses. So I just have a few more left to qualify for that secondary major. And then for psychology, these are the remaining courses that I would like to take in the minor. I would love to focus on clinical psychology, sports psychology, multicultural psychology, and personality as well. So these are all the things that I have to do to finish these majors. And then with the Spanish certificate, I'm not planning on taking any major courses here at BYU. I have a pretty basic understanding of Spanish already, so I'm just going to continue studying on my own. And I plan on taking the language exam towards the end of my time at BYU. So then that gets me into the major requirements to get into a PA school. So you need a 3.0 cumulative GPA, and you complete the GRE, which is a standardized test, have 2,000 hours of healthcare experience, volunteer hours, essays, and letter of recommendations. So my plan to do that is I'm currently a CNA, like I said at the beginning of the video. So I'm going to continue getting healthcare work hours using my CNA certification, which is a certified nursing assistant. So I'll continue doing that. And then I hopefully want to, by the end of my time at BYU, work as a psychiatric technician to get more of that insight in the psychiatric field where I want to end up working in the future. And then for volunteer hours, I already volunteer at the Second Harvest Food Bank here in California at home. And then on campus, I plan on working with YServe and then Salt Lake at the Refugee and Immigrant Center. And then I'll take the GRE junior, senior year. And then I'll start doing research with some professors and my employers as well, and develop meaningful relationships with them so I can get meaningful letters of recommendation. So yeah, it's a lot on my plate, but I really hope I can get through all of this. And I'm pretty determined to get all this done. It's something I'm really passionate about, and I'm grateful for this course for helping me figure all this out. Thanks for listening.